Hey, how's it going guys? In this video, we will learn how we can use setup and teardown methods to optimize our test even further. So if you're not familiar with setup and teardown concepts, essentially it allows you to run certain steps before and after your actual test. So when you run the setup method, it will trigger the steps before your test will run, and the teardown will run the steps after your test has finished. Now let's take a look at the test that we have created so far and see how these setup and teardown can be helpful for us. Alright, so I'm here in PyCharm and I'm on the home test class. So we created this in one of our previous videos. And here I have two tests. One is the test homepage. Another one is the test menu links. Now, what we're going to do is create a setup method here and then take a look at how the setup method can help optimize our test. So to create a new setup method, I can do this using def and then type in setup here. Now, right here, what I'm going to do is just try to print something out. So I will do print and then say running before each test. So this setup will run before each test. So it's going to run before this one and then it's going to run before this. I'm just printing it out just to show it to you. And then I will do the same thing for the teardown as well. So I'm going to do teardown, right? And this would be running after each test. All right. So just by doing this, what we're actually doing is overriding the setup and teardown methods of the Selenium base class. But we don't want to do that. Instead, what we need to do is actually call the Selenium base setup and teardown. And once we get all the functionality of Selenium base setup teardown, then we will go ahead and actually run whatever we need to do from there. So to actually take advantage of the existing base case class and the setup there, I'm just going to do super. The super will go to my parent class and my parent class is this base case over here. And then I'm going to do setup. So that's it. So the moment I do this, what it's going to do is actually go to the setup class of the base case. If I go there, you can notice here the base case has the setup method, and then it will actually go ahead and basically do whatever it needs to do over there. And after that, we can go ahead and actually run our test. Same way, I'm going to call the teardown over here as well. So for teardown, just we have to call it at the bottom. So I'm going to do super and teardown. So this autofilled for me. I'm just going to get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. And if I open this up, you can see the teardown method of the base case class as well. All right, so this is good. Now let's try to run a test and see if our setup and teardown methods will get called when we will run our test. So I'm going to run the test by doing pytest -k and then provide the class name, which is home test. And then I will also pass in the -s flag so that it actually prints out on the console. And I'm going to hit enter. Alright, so our test has finished running, and if I move this up, you can see 2 passed, and over here, you can notice that it says running before each test, and we saw this again running before each test, and then we have twice running after each test as well. And the reason for that is because it ran 2 tests. The first one is over here, test_homepage, and the second one is here, which is test_menu links. So before each test, it actually triggered the setup method over here, and after each test, it triggered the teardown method. So now that we know that we have some mechanism to perform certain steps before and after our test, we can take a look at how we can actually use this power to optimize our test. So for this, what I'm going to do is take a look at what exactly are we repeating over here at the moment. So the first thing that you can notice is we have this opening homepage. This is what we are doing, right? So for this one, we are opening the homepage, and for the second one, we are opening the homepage again. So I'm simply going to extract this from here and then paste it over here right after the print statement. Same thing, I'm going to get rid of this from here as well because we don't need it here. So what we are doing here is, since our setup method gets called before each test, we're actually making it to open the home page. And once it opens up the home page, we can go ahead and perform rest of the steps. Same thing is over here as well. So for the teardown, we don't really have anything at the moment because after our test is finished, we are not really doing anything specifically. So we're going to leave this empty for now, but later on, we're going to actually take advantage of both setup and teardown. So I'm just going to run this to see if a test would run and whether it would open up the home page after each test. Alright, so once again, our test finished running and both of them passed. We can also see the console statements here. But if you notice, what it actually did was it opened up the home page every time. So first time when it ran this test, it opened the home page, then it performed this step. Same thing it did it for the next test as well. So typically this would be a really common use case. Like if you need to open a URL and you need to do that for each of your tests, you can put that in your setup. But another most common use case for this would be if you need to, let's say, log in and log out after each test. Maybe you have certain use case where you need to make sure that you're logged in and then you perform your actual test, and then you want to make sure that you log out after your test is finished. So for that, let's see how we can implement that over here. So we're going to take advantage of both setup and teardown using the login and logout. So I'm going to head over to Chrome to actually show you how the login and logout works in our website, and then we're going to implement it in our test. Alright, so I'm back here in Chrome and I'm on the practiceautomationbro.com website. And over here, if you notice my account, if I click on that, it actually opens up this login and registration page. Now let's imagine anything that I want to do, I want to make sure I'm logged in and then I'm actually doing that. So to log in, I'm just going to put in the test user over here, and I'm going to put the test user 123 password. And then I'm going to log in. So I'm logged in now, and as you can see, it says hello test user. So that means we are logged in, and I can click on this logout link over here to actually log out. But you can imagine that once we are logged in, we can go here and maybe do something with our test, add some stuff in here to the cart, make some changes, and actually run whatever tests we need to run, come back to my account, and then we can click on that logout link again to actually log out of our actual test. Alright, now I'm back here on the login screen. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and implement this with our test so that before each test we're logging in and after each test we're logging out. So let's go ahead and do that. So for our setup, what we need to do is before opening the home page, I wanted to actually go ahead and open up the My Account page. So here basically follow the login steps. So I'm just going to type in here login. So here, instead of typing all the code out, I'm just going to paste it over here and then explain it to you what exactly we are doing there. Alright, so this is my login steps. So what I'm doing is I'm opening the page. So instead of going to the base home page, I'm going to the My Account page. From there, I'm adding in the text on the username field, which is test user. Then I'm adding in the text for password, which is test user 123. Then I'm clicking the login button, and then I'm verifying whether the logout link actually shows up. So that's my login steps. Now I know that you can actually optimize this even further by creating it a separate method and then just calling the method over here. But that's not the point of this video. Point of the video is how actually you can take advantage of setup and teardown methods. So this is our login steps right over here. I'm going to do the same thing for logout as well. I'm just going to copy that and paste it over here. So that would be right after this, and then paste it here. Alright, so from our logout, what I'm doing is I'm going back to the My Account page. Then I'm clicking on the logout link. After that, I'm making sure that I'm actually this element login element visible is actually there. Now this is duplicated. I'm going to remove that. So this login button should be back again, because obviously once we are logged down, we should be able to see the login button. So one thing to keep in mind with the teardown is you need to make sure that your super.teardown is actually called at the very bottom. Like you cannot do this logout here and then just kind of run this over here, because that would not work. Instead, you need to make sure that this is called right before the teardown. So you can do whatever you want here, and then you can call the teardown, which will trigger the Selenium based teardown of actually closing down the browser and then shutting your driver instance. So there you go. We have our login already here, and then we have a logout too. Now let's run our test to see if it will go ahead and implement the login and logout after each test. So I'm going to hit enter again to run a test. So this time, if you notice, it's going to the My Account page. It's logging in over here. And then now it's logged in. Now it will go ahead and implement the test. Now it's going back to logout, which is my account, and then actually logging out over here. And then this will do the same thing for the other test as well. Alright, so there you go. Our test finished running and 2 of them passed again. We can see the console scripts, as well as we could have seen that it ran the login and logout after each test. So this is the power of setup and teardown. Now this depends on from use case to use case. You might want to do something else with your setup method, or you might want to do something else with your teardown. One common steps would be with teardown is taking a screenshot after your test has finished running. You could probably do that as well. And we will look into the screenshot later on in one of our future videos. But for now, I just wanted to show you how setup and teardown works. Now you can copy the same thing, which is setup, teardown, and then actually paste it in some other test so that it can go ahead and do the same thing there. And you don't need to do both setup and teardown. You could just do setup, or you could just do teardown as well. So to quickly wrap it up, you can use the setup method to trigger some steps before each test, and you can use the teardown method to trigger some steps after each test. And the example we looked at over here was one is opening up the home page, another is actually login for our setup, and then logging out for our teardown as well. So that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, remember to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. Also, leave a comment below if you have any questions related to this video, or if there's some other topics you would like me to create some content on as well. That's all for now, guys. I will see you all in the next one.